Okay, so before we leave the bridge here, we have a little bonus footage here. So the bridge, the mileage on the Canadian Pacific line is 76.45, and so we have a incoming eastbound. I heard the whistle way back at Herkett. There's a crossing near my camp, and this is what you see all the time. It's all intermodal, all containers. All right, so we're going to leave the bridge behind. Hopefully you enjoyed the distraction with the Canadian Pacific train. So today is a different day. So we did the exploration from Everard, or the Black Sturgeon River Bridge, to this bridge on Saturday. Today is Wednesday. So fast forward a bunch of days. Very warm outside. Yesterday was very warm. I don't know about out here, but in Thunder Bay it was like 24 degrees. It's getting there today. I just checked the temperature. It says it's 10 and it feels like 16. I'm just absolutely melting. You can see some of the changes that have happened. A lot of the snow on the grade is gone. Like, so up there just before the bridge, there was snow on the grade. That's gone, and there's literally no snow on the grade. There's a few patches off to the side, but some really big changes have happened. Obviously we are kind of now in the real throes of spring, thankfully. I'm just sort of checking as we make our way along. So again, this is part 3 of this exploration, and so we did part of it. So we did a chunk near Coughlin, the Y, in last fall, so last November, and then again we did this section, the section to the east of us, on Saturday. And so again, today is Wednesday, it's May the 11th. And so we're going to pick up and we're going to take ourselves all the way down to Herkett, which is about 4 miles. Now, I'm going to hold up here because there is something that we're going to be taking a look at. There is a telegraph pole down there. It's hard to see. When I was coming this way, I didn't actually mark it on my GPS, and so I didn't know where it was. But then once I kind of saw some of the bits sticking up in the grass there, I could recognize it. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the footage from a previous hike that we did back in the fall of 2020, and show you a little bit about sort of finding the telegraph pole and what was on it. So it does break up the this mundane section a little bit. So we got at least one cross beam here. I don't know where the rest of it is. There's one Dominion 42, and there's another one. I don't know where the rest of the pole is. So at least that's one thing. Oh, there's the rest of the pole. What do we got here? Lots of Dominion 42s. Oh, look at that. We have, that one's broken. But we have, what's this one? I've never seen this one. This one's a Brookfield. Brookfield number 8. That's kind of a neat one. So I haven't seen that before. All right, so I managed to get it off here. I've never seen one of these before. I've never seen a Brookfield one. Usually a lot of these things have been picked over by all the collectors and such. And so it's kind of a neat little find to discover. Okay. So let's get going here. So this part of the hike is, how do I want to word it? boring. I really don't want to use that word, but it's very kind of mundane, especially this next little part here. It's just, there's really not much to see. It is a very, very quiet area. There's some stuff as we get closer to Herkit, but especially the next couple of miles here, just really not a lot kind of going on. So there's going to be a lot of me kind of fast forwarding you along. I mean, that's just sort of the nature of the beast, if you want to call it. That's just sort of the reality that you're not always going to get sections where it's going to be exciting. You're going to find all of these, you know, either physical or natural things to sort of take a look at. I have to say, this is an absolutely gorgeous morning. I mentioned already that it was warm. It's just beautiful to be out here. Really makes you sort of appreciate after, again, I sound like a broken record, but after the harsh winter that we had and the not so great, pretty much awful spring that we had, it makes you really appreciate this. I was just, as I was coming this way, as I was heading east, I was just sort of thinking to myself, you know, how wonderful it is to be out here. You could just sort of see that, you know, again, spring is taking hold and nature's kind of rejuvenating itself. It's warm, there's not a lot of wind. You can hear the birds chirping, you know, and you know, sort of things kind of going back into summer mode. It was just really, really neat to see. Okay, so right here somewhere is supposed to be the milepost 141 marker. Unfortunately, oh man, it's nowhere to be found. I looked, the ballast is brutal in this area. It's just absolutely brutal. So I looked and I looked and I looked, but no milepost 141. Okay, so this is the part here where I'm going to stop talking and try not to kill myself in the ballast here and just work you along. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll see another Canadian Pacific train. Oh, remember to did that. So this is one of the few things that you're going to see. So this was actually sitting off to the side of the grade. So I threw that in the middle and I'm like, hey, look, there's an insulator. It was actually right there, and you can actually see the shard of it. There's a top shard that's busted off. No holes to be seen. I'm guessing they were all kind of pulled up. There's a peg, there's another shard, there's some more shards of glass here. I always hate to see this. Kind of drives me crazy a little bit when people throw their garbage everywhere. Humans. We're not always the best species. Again, you can just see it's just gorgeous outside. You always get in the springtime too, when you get these sunny days, because of the lack of leaves and everything, the blue in the sky just pops. So maybe we'll stop here. I think this thing here, I've seen these before, didn't know what they were. I think, if I understand this correctly, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, this is a piece off what's called the ballast regulator. I think it's a thing that is, they run, the maintenance crews, the section crews run along the track and basically help to kind of move the ballast around and make sure that it's in the proper place. I've seen these rubber bits, and I've seen it before, and I was kind of like, what it is, and I think some of the CN guys pointed that out, so I'm hoping that's what that is. Okay, so we'll hold up here for a second, and then we're going to resume our journey.